All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. Today we're going to be doing my 4-day follow-up. Today is day 4, and I've had it a complete 72 hours. And this is something that I was going to do a 24-hour, and I said, no, I'll do a 48. But I've been having so much fun recording and comparing this device to other devices that I just pushed it back. I said I'm just going to go ahead and maybe after the 3rd day I'll do it. And here we are. There were so many questions about, is it better than this and how does it compare to this? And so I said, I'm going to get some of those videos out there now. I still am going to work on an official HDR video with this phone because it's stupendous. But no phone is going to get on my table. Not very many phones can hit this block. And this table for review that I purchased and get it like 100% on the vibes of the device. This device right here, while very close, as soon as I pulled this out of the box, I saw something that I just didn't like, but it wasn't enough for me I wanted to try to see if it was going to be other things I wouldn't like. And I just couldn't find too many things that I didn't like about this device. But there is, in fact, one thing that annoyed me right out of the box, and it doesn't annoy me anymore. I just accepted it. So we're going to get into it right now. I'm going to give you some examples of what I'm talking about. So the volume rocker. The volume rocker, to me, is not in the proper spot. I think that just shuffling the power button up a little bit closer to that antenna line and then putting the volume rocker in here would have been great. Because, see, the volume rocker is something that I like to reach. I think we all do it every now and then when we're doing something. Depending on how we're holding the phone, some would argue that, okay, having it like this, okay, the volume rocker is fine because you're watching like this. But this is a foldable. This folds open. It folds open, and it's a fairly large display when open, 7.8, but when closed is 6.3. But this is a fairly large device overall. So the volume rocker, to me, really should have been here. And the reason I say that with a little bit more confidence is because when you hold this phone, you're holding it like this, and it's naturally resting this finger here. It just naturally goes there. Your thumb goes here, and then these three are hugging it over here, and this nice rounded portion goes into the middle of your palm. So when I hold this device, I think, wow, this is how it should be held, but the volume rocker is way up here. And so even though I have long fingers and big hands, I don't want to shuffle up to the top to do that. So it would have been very nice to just put the volume rocker here. It kind of just makes sense to have that little section there because my thumb is already here for the power button, and the volume rocker could go there. Now, they'll probably say some reason why they put it up there. I don't know. But to give you a better example, here's the Pixel Fold, and look at how their setup is done. It's exactly the same. Volume rocker below the power button. Just like that. There's enough space. Now, even though this is a shorter device, it still doesn't matter. They probably put their volume rocker here because it's a shorter device, but this big camera module, I would think they would want to get it away from there and get it into an open section. That's just what it is. And then, the Pixels are done that way. But, here's the 8 Pro. I'm actually recording with the 8 Pro as well. I'm recording with the Bay version of this Obsidian. But here's the volume rockers. And, again, now if you look at Samsung's rotation of a volume rocker, they have their volume rocker sitting higher than the power button, but the power button is lower. And this is a fairly tall device too. So the power button is in reach of everything. That's the objective there. So, yeah, I saw that right there, and I was annoyed with it right away. And I thought, man, this is going to be a hassle, And it hasn't been a hassle because I've accepted it, and I say, this is just how this device is made. When I'm watching something, I just have to reach up and adjust the volume, or if I'm doing something, phone call, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to have to reach up and adjust the volume. I'll just do it. Hopefully in another iteration, they'll have it to where it's down in this section because I just think that makes sense. I don't know. You chime in. Let me know what you think. I think it makes sense to have it down there. So after that, folks, again, I was going to do a 48-hour follow-up, but I've just been having a lot of fun using this every day, and it's been an experience. It is the best foldable device released in the United States. And I just think that the United States offering, this is what the United States is offering, and these are official devices for the United States, and the OnePlus is better. This is the first generation of this device. This is the 5th generation of this device. The OnePlus did it better. It's just that simple. OnePlus did a better job at their foldable than Samsung and Google. And that's my opinion on it. I think everything about this, like so you look at the hardware, so now I've gotten past the volume rocker. Everything after that is much better, way more sleek, more refined. It's just flawless. This is a flawless design, man. You've got a really flat hinge, making the device not too wide, and then not too narrow. There's way too many things that go into this device to make it this way, and it is just a great device. It is very solid. I love the brushed look around the sides. I'm glad they didn't do the glossy look. This is just a sleek piece of hardware. It's just great, man. It's great. Now the large camera bump on the back actually works with this device. It's great. It looks way better than these two designs right here. Now the Samsung one looks sleek, but the Google one is hideous. And I've always said that since day one. It's just what it is. And furthermore, of these foldables, this foldable has the best cameras of the three, package-wise. So video is where Google just can't compete pretty much. And even Samsung, when I compared the video footage from it, it's great. And I think Samsung is probably, I'm not going to say the OnePlus is better video than the Samsung because Samsung has some of the best video, but the OnePlus is right on par. And then also the OnePlus version of portrait video is incredible. I mean, I shot a video for my car channel, and this is it right here, and I just used this device, and it just looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. It looks great. This is a phenomenal set of cameras. It's just that good. I think, but I'm not going to give it all to OnePlus right out the gate because I still have some testing to do. But I will say that for a first attempt device, and I'm putting you in the ring with Samsung, and I feel like you're doing better in some areas, even if it's just 3 areas out of 5 or 7 or 8, you still, that's saying something because you guys know I love recording with Samsung's cameras. They're phenomenal. I mean, but OnePlus, I mean, I think it costs less, right? It costs less, and you get more. So using this for the last 4 days or so, I was like, man, I'm locked in. I'm super intrigued by this device, and it really checks a lot of boxes for me. Now, the Pixel checked some boxes as far as, like having too tall of a device. The Pixel checked that box, and they did a great job. Very comfortable design. But however, OnePlus said we're just going to go a little bit more narrow. This is what I was talking about with Google. So if Google's device was about this width here, man, it would be flawless at this short, stubby size. They might have to do a shorter display, a smaller display, but still, they can do it. OnePlus decided not to go too tall and narrow, not to go too short and wide, and give a regular 6.3 inch display, and then pop it open to a 7.8 inch display. Now, I normally don't care too much about peak brightness and all that kind of stuff. That's cool to talk about, it's fine, but reality is all the foldable devices have beautiful displays. The OnePlus just happened to have the bigger display. And I think they did a great job with the design of this inner display. You have a matte border around here. Believe it or not, folks, that speaks volumes on, how a device is going to look when you're looking at it. I like toned down matte. I like matte, you know what I'm saying? So obviously I'm going to like that. And then I'm going to get the Pixel here. I want to talk about the crease also. Just kind of cleaning it up. Let me get get the fold here. And I want to also talk about the hinge mechanism experience over the last few days. It's been great. Now, this is good. So if you see here, you probably can actually see, and I can actually feel that crease. I don't care about the crease. I don't focus on it, but it's just the fact that you can see them so well on here, and I can feel it so well. The borders on here are glossy. The borders on here are glossy. The borders on here are matte, And then the overall film on here appears to be more matte. That's crazy. And then the crease, almost non-existent. I mean, just looking at these, you can see the creases on these because the screen is so glossy. You can see them and you can feel them. They're deep grooves. With the OnePlus, you can see it, but you can't really feel it. It's almost non-existent, and it's just because they have a more matte film and a matte front on their device. I noticed that right away when using these devices. I was like, whoa, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. Not having to feel that crease and then not having to see it just lets me know that you can actually do it. So they went with a matte. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but they went with a matte. I noticed it right away. They went with a matte front, not a glossy front. So you got matte border, and then the screen protector on here, the screen overlay, is pretty much a deeper matte. It's not glossy at all, which helps with fingerprints. You see what I mean? So they did it right. You got this very thin device. Very thin. I don't know, folks. I've learned a lot about this device in the last 4 days, and I'm impressed, man. I think there's so much about it. Viewing content on it, doing a lot of social media. Ultimately, that's what we end up doing, and it's just good. I told you, I looked for some flaws. I looked for some things that would annoy me, and I waited. I was like, I'm going to wait just to be sure, to make sure that I'm actually finding something that I just dislike about it. And there's just not a lot. And the thing with the volume rocker, that's for real. Like, that's really how I feel about it. And I wanted to give you those true examples. But as far as performance goes, it's great. I still haven't figured out. I'm going to have to put a launcher on here because there's no option to, a lot of you guys have been saying go into and all the way to the right. I did this already. There's no option to change the grid to 5x4 or 6x4. That's pretty annoying. Oh, there it is. That's my another annoyance right there. I've forgotten about it because I accepted my fate with that. But there is no way to get the grid to 5x6. There's no 5 across. I just have to have it, and you can't do it. You can't do it. So I'm gonna have to probably get my Nova launcher out. I'm disappointed in OnePlus for that one. But even when you go into the settings here and you go to home screen, you go to wallpaper, everything, it is not there. Normally it would be under styles, and display size just has this small here. It just says adjusting the size will change the size of the content on the screen, including icons and text. The screen layout may also change on some device models. But that doesn't do anything. It just makes everything smaller. It didn't do anything. Quick set, there's nothing. There's nothing. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's the grid. You'll know that you got the right one because it's going to be the grid one. It's going to say grid. Yeah, it's hard to select. Yeah, but there's nothing. You can't do it. That's pretty depressing because I really, really, really like to have 5 across. I feel like this is a wasted space on here. Like, I could have some more icons here, and then I don't have to have 2 pages like this. I always have 2 pages, but not filled up like this. I like my normal spill and have my regular setup, and I can't do it with this. Super annoying. But after and see what I mean, like after 5 across, it just sucks. After a completed 72 hours and I'm in the day 4 or whatever, folks, this phone is fire. It sounds like, I think with a lot of people, it's just so surprising that a company could actually make something so good, but the one of the main downsides of this device is that it's not on carriers, and then it is an expensive device, even though they offered a good trade-in deal this when you bought it, and they gave you the free buds and everything. That's an excellent deal. However, it's expensive. There's some people out there that don't have a trade-in, and it's not on carriers, and they want it, but they don't want to spend $1,700 after taxes or whatever it comes to if you pay full cost. It's actually $1,699, and then you add your taxes on. It could be close to $2,000 if you don't have a trade-in. I only paid $1,079 after taxes, and remember, your taxes are where you live are going to be different, but $1,000 for this, folks, with the free buds, and to trade in a phone that I got it brand new for like $200 or something like that when it was $1,000. I forgot what it was. It's a fine. Even if I would have paid $1,000 for that phone, to get $500 back a year and a half later or however long it's been, it's a great deal to go up to something like this. This is a great device, but it won't get into the reach of as many people because it's not on carriers. And then also it is very expensive. And if you miss the pre-order and you miss the free goodies and, the trade-in deals, you miss out. So this device is hot, man. It's got phenomenal cameras, the best design of any foldable here in the United States. Lots of features in the software. OnePlus is known for having great software. And the cameras are just immaculate. The screen is done right. The performance, the software, the battery life is great, easily lasting. Officially, 4 days in, I'm basically going almost 2 days with about 7 hours or just under 7 hours. That's the numbers for this thing. And if I take it easy on it, I'm moving into 2.5 to 3 days because I'm using the cameras a lot. And the inner screen is being used a lot, and so the battery is burning a lot. It's burning a lot faster. However, speaking of battery, this phone went from 14% to 100% in like it's about 27 minutes or something like that. I think it was. I think that's a little faster than what they were advertising. I think it was like 20. It might have been 37 minutes. Yeah. It might have been 37 because I wasn't actually timing it, but I looked up. I was like, whoa, this thing is already at 100%. It was at 14%. It kept saying turn on super battery. And I was like, no, I just want to use it till it dies. But then I was like, let me just plug this thing up and I'm going to go jump in the shower. About 37 minutes or so. Let's just call it 35 minutes. It was back at 100%. No, not a lot of phones are doing that. And definitely not these two. It is not happening, folks. It's not happening. The warp charging, as they used to call it, is phenomenal. This is a winner, and we just need to accept it. The only thing OnePlus has to do is maintain the software updates if that's what people are into, and if there are some quality control issues, address them quickly. And this phone will be the reigning foldable device for me, and it also goes into phone of the year territory because of the unique size, and it's better hardware than most slabs. So being honest, I like this hardware better than other slab phones that I have. It's nice, man. And the cameras are just great. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. 4 days later, basically, let's just call it 72 down. I'm still impressed. And I don't think I'm going to not be impressed with this unless something really bad happens and it just falls apart with software. I don't know. This is a win, folks. If you haven't picked it up yet, I think I put a link in the description that you can grab it. It keeps selling out everywhere. I put it in Best Buy too, and Best Buy has completely sold out twice. So if you want it, be on the lookout for it and try to get you a good deal on it. People who get this free, I pay for mine, but sometimes influencers who get them free, they'll just start to sell them after they use it for a couple of weeks. But some influencers don't, but some influencers do. Like if OnePlus sends them a device, sometimes they'll just do a quick review on it and then sell it. So look online, look on Swappa, don't pay overpriced for this though. Like some people try to post the price higher to sell it to you. Don't do that. Just wait it out, or go directly and get it from OnePlus. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is now the United States King of Foldables. That probably makes some people mad. King of Foldables. You'll get over it, man. It's your man Jay. I'm out.